Wow, I just can't get over how friggin' terrible that movie was. So, I just finished watching Antebellum, and I'll give it this. It got one teeny weeny little thing right. The ad campaign and the initial presentation for the movie was smooth for a mystery movie. Because it was very withholding. It didn't tell you anything that made you curious about the movie. The trailers did that anyways. Then when you started the movie, the way that the gosh, the movie's so bad that it actually physically hurts for me talking about the good stuff. And it makes me actively lose my words. It hurts. It hurts how bad that went so fast off the track. Like, wow, did that lose steam and then, like, fall off a cliff and just friggin' explode? And then it just kept exploding for the second half of the movie. Um, the structure was very surprising for the movie, is what I was trying to get out, and kept up the mystery for as long as it could. Like, the fact that it opens where it does is shocking, and the fact that it stays there throughout the entire first act of the movie is shocking. So well done, movie, for doing that. But then, when you get to the second act of the movie, like, you realize just how terrible the writing is, and it becomes like physically unwatchable. And the only thing that like kept me watching the movie, like kept me finishing it, is I can't do a review unless I finish the darn movie, because I can't just skip to the end, because then I wouldn't have seen it all. Like, what if it redeems itself? It didn't redeem itself at all. Despite what the trailers showed, it doesn't redeem itself. I'm so shocked that this movie was as bad as it was. How did it get so bad? Oh my gosh, it was so bad. It's following the craze of all those like black slavery movies and those like racially charged thrillers and horror movies, but it does it in the most like pretentious, on the nose, poorly written, exploitative, like counterintuitive, contradictory way possible. And it does it so preachy and cheesily. It feels like a parody, like it's mocking itself, but it's not. It's actually like the worst, one of the worst movies I've ever seen. It's very, very, very bad. Oh no. No wonder they didn't want to show anything in the trailers, because all of it is not good once you get to the present. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. And then by that point, you lose all interest in the movie. Oh gosh, that was bad. Oh, you can't have your cake and eat it too, movie. I tried to do both a lot. So it does the obvious slavery is bad storyline, which, like, yes, we all know slavery is bad. And then it goes, hey, since slavery is bad, that means white people bad and black people good, right? And I'm like, well, back then that was probably true, but probably not nowadays. And since, spoiler alert, it is set nowadays, it doesn't really work like that. But the movie's kind of stuck in that this movie's just everything I hate, all those toxic mindsets I hate, where it's like, I'm a strong, independent black woman, and all of you majority people, like you straight white men's, are actually demons. You're actually like all Satan. So you're just afraid of me because I have power, and yeah, screw off. And the irony of that is the movie makes it clear that those characters are actually these strong, independent, like black female characters are actually just afraid of the white men. So it's like, so are you saying that the white people are really just afraid of you, or are you afraid of the white people? Like, you can't have it both ways. Like you can I guess you could say everyone is just afraid of everyone, but then why structure it purely on race and gender, and it doesn't make any sense. It feels like you're just saying that to be political then, because it it feels like you're just judging people to judge them and putting politics as like your explanation without having any backup proof for it. You just want to spite people. And it's so toxic. And I hate these mindsets where it's like you rule out entire like billions of people on the planet as like just these evil people when they're really not. Most people on the planet, I'd even argue and say everyone on the planet is pretty kind, give or take like a couple hundred people. And this movie just makes it out to be like almost everyone on the planet is just irredeemable, and you yourself is the only redeemable person because you are so much holier than thou because you're a minority. And I just hate that toxic mindset that you're always better than everyone else, like the whole world revolves around you. It's awful. Ugh, I hate it. And also, like, all of us are so oppressed today that we're like literally enslaved. Don't you see that, guys? It's so terrible. Oh my gosh. The movie's so bad. Oh, it's terrible. 2 out of 10.